Hey, what is up YouTube? Just wanted to do a quick video on this new thing that we have come up with, and that is going to be a project that Mastia spearheaded about a week ago, and he enlisted the help of myself and Camo to help fill out every single map on the Atlas. At least I think we've captured at least 99%, and maybe one or two we may be missing out. But essentially, we proudly bring to you a full breakdown of all the maps that are available on the Atlas. And the map bosses that are tied to those maps, and our subjective interpretation of how we think the map is in terms of quality for the categories of layout, navigation, and backtracking. So long story short, the higher the number, the better it is. And if it's a 4 for map bosses, it means it's easy. If it's a 1, it's bad, and same for the other categories. The caveat that we have here is going to be the layout category, because there are going to be some builds that perform better in kind of like closed linear layouts like Spark potentially, like those with very enclosed corridors, and for open maps they don't perform as well, but it's maybe better for another build like Lightning Arrow, for example. So that's where we left the layout to be categorized according to 3 main categories: linear, open, and maze-like layouts. So you judge for yourself whether it's better for your build there or not. Personally, I think my best map is going to be number 1, everyone's favorite map, Sandspit. Amazing map. And that's going to be a 4 and a 4 in terms of navigation and backtracking. Ravine, if you guys are familiar with, is going to be PoE1's gorge from the days of past. Linear layout in the ultimatum tile set, amazing to run. And then personally, I think Creek is a very nice map to run, although it's a 3 and 3, but the boss is an easy boss to kill. That's the very first boss that you fight in at the start of the beach when you spawn in Path of Exile 2, and it has very well telegraphed mechanics, so you'll see the mechanics are slow and easy to read. So yeah, pretty nice map there personally. My bottom maps is going to be Seepage, bad indoor map over here. 1 and a 1 for me. Yeah, and pretty not very fun boss to fight. And then it's gonna be Mire. I think a lot of people don't like this map. Very linear. The bridges have killed me multiple times before. The affliction monster shooting the chaos pods spawn there naturally as well. And Augury, of course, another one that everyone hates, that has the levers that you have to pull to deal with the map. But yeah, just another one of those that is not too fun to run. Honestly, I think I put it down to 2 for backtrack because of the levers. So yeah, this is our subjective interpretation. I think 2 close seconds in terms of bad maps are going to be like Vaal Factory. You know, with the elevation, if you don't have Blink or Leap Slam, is going to be a bit tough, and you kind of have to like run through these like very maze-like layout. And Hidden Grotto is another one with those side areas with very bad backtracks. So that's kind of what we wanted to share in terms of all the layouts. And I think this is a really good resource for hardcore and softcore players alike. I think for the hardcore players, you kind of want to know whether this is good for you. And one thing that is missing is the home monsters. So that's something that is very hard to judge. But the bad maps that I talked about earlier, like Seepage, Mire, Augury, have a lot of these chaos monsters. And if you guys know, it's very deadly in Path of Exile 2, the chaos damage now, and also contributed to why I picked those as my worst maps. So yeah, that's that. Other random stuff that I want to talk about is going to be, I guess for the Atlas in general, is that the tablets is something that you can craft, so you can transmute them. Just some quick tips. And if you have a bad modifiers, you can technically reforge them back 3 to 1. Beyond on your Atlas allows you to let me click my map device. Oh, this loading screen. So Beyond actually adds an additional monster level. So if you guys didn't know, this Corruption adds a monster level. Irradiated adds another monster level. So these are some things that you can add onto your Atlas to improve your kind of progression of your Atlas or map drops. From what I understand, the map boss difficulty makes it harder. There isn't really much said about map boss difficulty apart from that it scales up to 4 and it increases the damage and life and items that they drop. But we don't know exactly how much in terms of percentage that increases by, but it's just more difficult. So yeah, essentially, in summary, the information hopefully serves as a good starting point for any site that needs to make use of this information. And if you guys need a document for the information, I'll drop the link in the description below, something you guys can use for your mapping experience. And yeah, pretty much you can burn your trash layouts with worse maps if that's what you want. Run your tier 1s on Mires, and then run your good maps with the better maps that you have. So future plans are like biomes. I think this is something that's very hard to fill. Like, what are the names of the biomes? The only thing that we have to go on is going to be pretty much this thing here. It's kind of like the breakdown of the biomes. There's like swamp and water, mountain, forest, but we don't know for certain on the atlas exactly what biome it is, because on hovering, pressing any button doesn't actually tell you which biome. All we have to go on is like this shape here. It's kind of desert, you know, this one's kind of forest, you know what I mean? And this guy's like mountain maybe. So yeah, this is something that we are filling out in the future, potentially if it's useful to target farm, let's say jewelers for example, using that node on the passive tree. Home monsters on the maps is also another thing that's going to be quite tricky to fill, and maybe something that's going to be pretty hard to kind of like eventually get it all filled out. But yeah, that's potentially what we might do in the future. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, feel free to like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.